Are having two homes and borderless investing immoral? When you really look at the impact on these regional areas, that's what I'm starting to think actually.
I think that when it comes to individual decision making, we need to be careful about how we vilify investors within a financial system that has allowed them and even encouraged them in some instances to make these kinds of investments. I think if you were to have a more systematic approach, maybe government regulation around the portion of properties that can be dedicated to Airbnb, or yeah, I don't know, some kind of limitation on finance for holiday homes or tax treatment of holiday homes, right? It's those kind of adjustments that you would need to tweak in the regions to preserve housing for locals, for long term renters, because it's no good saying, well, we'll just, build more housing or develop more housing when you can't allocate the way that that housing ends up becoming purchased and occupied. As you noted, Veronica, investment purchases include people just buying holiday homes. Great for some, and maybe that is really something to aspire to as part of the Australian dream, is having your permanent home as well as a little beachside home or what have you. But that's really hard to justify when you've got people that are experiencing homelessness or are really struggling in their house with their housing costs.
And I think it's a challenge, and I agree with you. I mean, we interviewed Ben Kingsley from PICA, PICA, a few weeks back, really around investors being vilified, because investors are blamed for first home buyers not being able to get into the market as well. And it's often said that, it's the capital gains tax discount and all those things are really unfair. But I'm always yelling at the television whenever there's some expose on this, because it's like, it's never that simple, is it? Like with the capital gains tax concession, that was brought in by the Howard government to simplify the taxation regime, because the reality, inflation is a tax deduction effectively. They don't really get 50% off. There's part of that growth has been inflation. Anyway, that's a complicated issue. And I agree, and I'm a property investor myself, and we provide a service. But when we're displacing people in areas that we are not familiar with or even aware of, the knock-on effect, I think that's a challenge. And I agree with you that the policy needs to be brave around this, and policy needs to look at the whole problem, not just little tiny bits of it.